Night of Speed continues here on MAV TV, presented by Lucas Oil Products. It is Slick Mist Show Me Shootout night from the Diamond of Dirt Tracks. One final feature on tap for you, and it is the bad boys of the Hermitage Lumber late models, 17 strong. Made their way through the turnstiles. After a couple of heat races and a redraw, the field is set. And it will look like this. Flying Brian Allison out of Marshall, Missouri. He will be on the pole. The car's for sale. If you want a hot rod and are willing to fork over the dough, Brian Allison has a car that can win a pole and win a feature if you want to buy it. Another one on the front row is Tucker Cox. The Capital Kid in the 1T will start outside of him in P2. Johnny Finewald, waiting for him to break out here at the Diamond of Dirt Tracks. He will start inside row number 2. And Larry Ferris, who has won 3 times here at the Diamond of Dirt Tracks, will start in 4th.
Row 3, it's going to be the 98 of Justin Wells. Aurora, Missouri is where he calls home. And Kyle Graves, Fulton, Missouri in the 14.
Larry Jones is out of El Dorado Springs, Missouri in the number 99. He will start inside row 4. Jimmy Dow to his outside. He's from Boonville in number 81.
Tommy Cordray, the Browning, Missouri number 5 on the inside of row number 5. And on the outside, it is Sean Whitman, Fairgrove, Missouri, the 13.
Tim Petty starts inside row number 6 from Niangua in the 22. And the number 90 is Joe Diffie, Joe Walkenhorst from Elkton, Missouri, starting 12th.
Josh Dugan, the Fairgrove, Missouri, number 93. On the inside, row number 7. On the outside is Sean Eggman, the 31 car from Springfield.
Jim Greenway starts in 15th from Galena. And Buffalo, Missouri's Noah Ames in the 5 junior will start outside 8.
Jason Civils, the 128 car, not his normal number, not his normal car. Bolivar, Missouri is where he calls home. That will be your field.
So Brian Allison behind the Bill Roberts Chevrolet Pace truck. A pair of aces on the front row. We talked about a pair of 4s with one of the modified races earlier and how a pair of 4s can beat just about anybody when it's Ramirez and Wolf. Well, a pair of aces, that's typically good hole cards and cars as well. Tucker Cox and Brian Allison on the front row.
Brian Allison, the 1 car on the pole, longtime veteran, raced MLRA for years and has raced late models for a long time. Young man on the inside. Tucker Cox, the Jeff City Kid, on the other end of that spectrum, still young. Has had a few races, a couple years, but still a young man in racing.
Obviously, Larry Ferris and Justin Wells, will keep eyes on them inside rows 2 and 3. But I want to continue to keep an eye on Johnny Finewald. This is only the 3rd time he's driven that late model this year. Whenever he brought it out 2 races ago, literally had asphalt slicks on it. Really didn't have a chance to groove the tires in, had no decals at all after he had gotten that car back from Tony Jackson Jr. Now he has the decals on. He's starting to dial it in. And whenever I drove by him in the pits, he said, just give it time. I'm going to be back up front with this late model. It's just going to take a little bit of fine-tuning to get the setup right. Well, is that right time tonight? Green up in the air again, 20 times around for the late models.
Pair of 1s on the point, but trying to shoot the gap is the 21 of Johnny Fennell. Another one, the 51, trying to go to the low side. Fenwell looks to the high side. It is almost 4 wide going into turn number 4, and we have a caution.
Yeah, Jason Civils is in the middle of the infield. No caution yet, as he is well off the racing surface. We stay green, and you wonder if Johnny Finewald is raring to go. From the drop of the green, you could tell that was a car that's going to go to the front, and now it finally will. He just waits for everybody else to get single file. He didn't try to do anything too drastic. And the Flash is on the move, out by 3 car lengths over Ferris.
He has company with him, though. Larry Ferris, the 51, shot up into that 2nd spot. And for a minute, it was Justin up there in that 3rd spot. Justin Wells, the Aurora, Missouri, number 98. But now Tucker Cox is taking them back. They're side by side as they go in the back straightaway and into turn number 3.
Justin Wells, an 8-time winner. He's your current point leader by over 100 points. Battle for 3rd to the inside of Tucker Cox. He'll have 3rd as Johnny Finewald now 1.1 seconds over Larry Ferris. Then it's another 0.6 seconds back to Justin Wells. The car in your screen right there to the left with Tucker Cox over to the right. Whenever I saw Johnny and he was feeling really good about that very first race. He came in 6th. And if you know Johnny, you know Johnny's not happy with finishing 6th. But you could just tell how glad he was to be back behind the wheel of a late model. He's ran a modified. He's ran a stock car. And now that he's back, his words exactly, I'm back home in my late model. And he said, once I get this going, I'm going to have something for Justin Wells, and I'm going to have something for Larry Ferris. It took him 3 races, 2 6th-place finishes, and now he leads, and he is pulling away from Larry Ferris. This is deeper in the field. Larry Jones in the 99. Brian Allison has dropped all the way from the point back to 6th, so he has set anchor. And the 14 of Kyle Graves now looking to his outside, as is the 81 of Jimmy Dow.
As they roll around here tonight, looking to make that pass, it is Kyle Graves. Graves comes around, gets around Allison, takes the point away. As Brian Allison, Kyle Graves, and Jimmy Dow fight it out, going into turn number 2 this time, right behind the 99 of Larry Jones, the El Dorado Springs, Missouri, as they come through this time. Tommy Cordray right behind them in that 5-car, former defending champion from right here at Lucas Oil Speedway.
Johnny Fenewald now starting to put cars a lap down. A couple have fallen to your race leader in Johnny Fenewald. 10 laps down, 10 laps remain, cross flags in the air. They lead now once they've gotten out of that lap traffic. It had stayed consistent for a couple of laps at around 1.8 seconds. Now that Johnny Fenewald is in clean air, it jumps from 1.8 to 2.2. This time underneath the flag stand, next scoring Luke goes by, and the lead is up to 2.6 seconds. So Johnny Fenewald is pulling away. Tim Petty, a lapped car. You see smoke out of the back end as Johnny Fenewald gets around him. The battle on your screen, however, is Jimmy Dow in the 81. Kyle Graves is to the outside. That is for 6th and 7th. Jimmy Dow grabbed it away from Kyle Graves, and now the caution will come out. Tim Petty's car, we told you there was a puff of smoke that came out of it over in turn number 4, and it will finally succumb as the engine unable to keep that 22 fired away, and the Hobby Time Motorsport safety crew will not only tend to it, but take care of Jason Civil's car that is parked in the middle of the infield as well. We've ran 11 laps, and Johnny Fenewald has started to pull away from Larry Ferris in search of his first late model win here at the Diamond of Dirt tracks that Johnny Fenewald would have since 2021. Can he come back after 2 years and win at Lucas Oil Speedway, and can he do it on Night of Speed? We'll find out in 9 laps from here at Lucas Oil Speedway. It is Night of Speed on MAV TV.
And welcome back, Night of Speed here on Lucas MAV TV. Doug Neff, Shane Freeby, as they get ready to take off. Shane, we were just talking, great job up front. Johnny Fenewald is on the point. If he's taking care of his tires, it's going to be great. If he isn't, it's going to be a great race coming.
And this track is perfect again. They say it week after week how amazing this track is. So many racing groups. It's so fast. You can go anywhere you want to. Right now, Justin Wells wants to go to the top of the pylon. He looks to the inside of Johnny Fenewald, and the flash says, no way, Jose, tonight is my night. I'm going to win here at Lucas Oil Speedway, and he will pull away from Justin Wells and Larry Ferris.
It is the flash. Fenewald on the point. The battle is for that second spot. Justin Wells, the 98, Aurora, Missouri, has it. The 51 of Larry Ferris. Nevada, Missouri in that second or third spot as they come out of turn number 4. But it is all Johnny Fenewald Flash all night.
And right now for Johnny Fenewald, he does not have to worry about lap traffic at all. I don't think within the next 7 laps he's going to catch up with him. He might, but I doubt it. So it's all about hitting your marks. You still have to keep searching for speed because you know the 2 cars back behind you in Justin Wells and Larry Ferris, that's exactly what they're doing. So if Johnny just gets complacent and starts driving around on the same line and not really looking for anything faster, it's going to give the 2 cars back behind him an opportunity. But with that being said, Johnny Fenewald told us the very first year we started calling races here, he says, I'm not one of these slingers. I'm not one of them that goes in and tries to hang all of it out up around the cushion. I point my nose in the direction that I want it to go, and I let the car do the work. And right now, that car is hooked up, and it is working out to a 1.2 second lead. 3-car battle deeper in the field. Dowell in the 81, and your current point leader, or your point leader for this race anyway, Brian Allison to the inside in the 1A. He's going to give up the spot to Dowell. And Tommy Cordray, the Silver Fox out of Browning, Missouri. He's starting to make some noise up on the top side. He's only been here for a handful of races this year in that XR1 rocket chassis and Triple R engine. He won at I-35 back in July, and the battle now wages on for second. These 2 guys typically battle it out for the lead. Johnny Fenewald's got him covered right now, and Justin Wells, 1 lane higher on the track than where Larry Ferris is, continues to have a good gap between the 98 and the 51. White flag in the air, and it goes to Johnny Fenewald. 3/8 of a mile left for the Flash. He won earlier this year, but he did it in a stock car. He brings out the late model after back-to-back 6th place finishes. The multiple-time champ, he won 3 in a row in a late model at Lucas Oil Speedway, and he will finally get back to victory lane behind the wheel of a late model. The Flash, most powerful car on the opening lap, and he does not take long at all to get to the top spot, and he holds off everybody, winning by 2.2 seconds over Justin Wells. The Flash is home again in a late model.